Hello, welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to cover what happened when we call methods on primitives. Okay, and now let's take a look at. Sometimes we want to do more things on primitives, like we want to suppose for the string, when you have a string, we want to count, we want to see the length of the string, or we want to change all the string to be capital letter or to be lowercase. Okay, basically we want to do something on the primitives, but meanwhile we want to keep them as fast and lightweight as possible, which is compared with objects. And in this case, we can somehow treat a primitive as an object, because when we want to call methods on primitive, methods should be exist in an object, right? So how can be done inside when we call method on primitive types? The solution is like this way. People, if you're familiar with other language like Java, you will see this one is very similar. Okay, I'm Java background. Like primitives are still primitives, and it's a single value, it's a number or it's a string, and the JavaScript will allow us to access the methods and properties of strings, numbers, booleans, and symbols. We will show you some example in future slides. And you will have a special wrapper object will provide those extra functionality. It's created and is destroyed. This one I'm talking about. Okay, we will have more slides about it. Okay, suppose for those primitives, if we want to have a properties or methods, like for the string, the property length, and for methods to uppercase to lowercase, those extra functionality is on the object wrapper, which is a wrapper object. Okay, and then when object is created, you have those extra functionality, and then after the function being called is done, then the special object will destroy. We will also have one more slide to talk about that. Okay, different primitives have different wrappers. This one is same as Java, like a string will have string wrapper, number, and boolean, and big int, and the symbol. But it's gonna be different from the Java, the wrapper class we will see. Okay, let's take a look at some example. When we have primitive, we use it as an object example. So here, let me show you. Suppose I should show you in the code. Okay, in the Visual Studio Code. Let me bring the Visual Studio code. So let's take a look at example. Suppose here I have a string, right? Like a first. Okay, then I call two lowercase or two uppercase. Okay, because it's already lowercase. Or I can call the property. For this first, I want to get the length, right? It's a property. And as we know, this one is a primitive type. So how primitive type can call the methods, right? And it's because of wrapper, okay? Now let me show you another one. Suppose here I have a number like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I have 2 fixed, okay? And I have what's thing? 2, okay, which is after dot, okay, we will only have 2 numbers. Now let's open in the browser to see it, and open the console. And the console, you will see the length is 5. First, all turn into the capital letters, and this one is a fixed. And now, based on our code, you see from all those primitives, okay, we can call properties, we can call methods. What actually happened? Let me explain again. So here, what actually happened in this example we had, okay, which is the string my name, which is this Miss Xing, is still primitive. And when we call to uppercase, okay, when the moment we call to uppercase, the special object I talked about in previous slides is gonna be created, which is a wrapper on this primitive type. And for string, it's gonna using string, this wrapper to wrap it, okay? And then this object knows the value of string and has methods. All the string class or construct function or that special wrapper object, it has methods like to uppercase to lowercase, and the return value of the method is also string. This one is not alert, should be console.log, okay? Should be console.log here, okay? And then the special object is destroyed, leaving the primitive my name alone. So what's gonna happen is when we call this method, okay, the moment we call them, it will wrapper this Xing using the wrapper. Then it will call it, and after the value being returned, the name is still kept as a primitive. Okay, and the same thing happened for this one also. This one should be 12.3. Okay, and after we call the toFixed on the number and the moment, then it will create a special wrapper for that, which is use the number to wrap it. Okay, and after it do, then it will return the value as a number, and then it will destroy that special object. You can think it's actually the wrapper doing something like this way. I will make this one let, okay, str equals, let's using m as mix xing, okay, to remember my channel name. And then here we're gonna have we are going to have what's thing, this one str. I'll using this way, okay, str, okay. It's the same as I directly write here. Oh, I don't need to do like this way. Let me use it simpler. This is the previous code. Okay, you can think additionally it will do something like this way. Okay, which we are using string and to wrap this first. Okay, then dot to uppercase like this way. Call this method. And now let me show you here. You have first printed twice, and this is the wrapper. You can think behind the thing. It will do one step is like this way. Wrap this one as a string, which is an object, kind of like, okay. Then it will call the uppercase, and after the method is done and return the value, then the wrapper is being destroyed. Okay, this is one. What's really happened now? I just mentioned, okay, we have the wrapper. Different, see here, different primitives have different wrapper, string, number, boolean, big int, and symbol. But here's something special in JavaScript. Compared with other language like Java, don't use a constructor. It's gonna be used internally, which means for string, number, boolean, and other wrappers, don't call them like this way. Like a new string, new number, those, okay, because it's gonna have some thing which when you call it, it makes the things difficult. Okay, it works, but things will go crazy in several places. It's different from like a language like Java. You can, the constructor is exposed. You actually will do is wrap them as wrap them as an object. When you get a number, an integer or a boolean, you can wrap them as an object, right? You can call those constructors. But in JavaScript, don't do that, because in JavaScript we have a truthsy and falsy values. And here has another one is when we talk about a type, it's gonna be different. Okay, let me show you the example. Don't use new keyword, okay? Don't use new keyword. Let me see. Let me show you the example. Suppose I comment all of them, okay? Now what I'm going to do is I will use a number, okay? Use a number. CLG type of 1, 2, 3, okay? This is one, and CLG type of number. This one is directly wrapper without using what's thing, new keyword, okay? We can add this one, new number 1, 2, 3. you will see it's going to be different. We know the type of this one gonna become the type is a number, and the wrapper this way is also become a number, the type, okay? But for this one, it's gonna have an what's the object. Let's see, okay. Let's see, number type, and object, which is weird, right? Which is not good because you change the type now when we use a wrapper. This is one place. The other place is in the if condition. We talk about in JavaScript it has a true-C and a false-C value. And when we talk about none, undefined, 0, 0.0, empty string, NaN, all of them treated as a false-C value and a false, okay. All others were treated as a true-C value. And one example, suppose I give like this way, false, okay? Okay, if I do like a false, okay, and if false, well, CLG, if false, 1, okay, and here, false value. Okay, like this way. So if false, if I give false here, you will see this one false value, right? You will see false value, okay? And now I change this one. I do a wrapper here. Okay, and I give a false here, and let's see. You will still see false value, but now if I add a new, it's gonna become true-C value 1, okay, which is true-C value. The reason is all the objects gonna be treated as true-C value, right? So even though here is a false, but because this entire become an object, it's gonna become true-C value. So that's why it has a 1 being printed. Okay, so in JavaScript, this part is a little bit tricky. So when we use the wrapper, we don't do like the Java, okay? Don't call use new because it works, but in some places it's not work as we expected. Like for all the types, right? It's gonna change type to be an object. The other one I already show you guys, which is the true-C and false-C value. All the objects were treated as a true-C value inside of JavaScript. Okay, so that's this part about methods of primitives. Okay, and thank you for watching my videos. See you next time. Bye bye.